knows. What's going on, Mad Cat? How you doing, man? We're getting ready to start in just a minute. No, I have. It's on the. I have it on the splash screen. Let's go ahead and move right on as we wait for that overlay to kick in. There we go. What's going on, everyone? We are here with let's get some music here. We are here with episode number 5 of Exploding Dice. I got some weird cheery music going on. Probably not appropriate for the situation, but why not? So, for those of we actually had a week off because of Father's Day and and some commitments and stuff. So we've had a little bit of time away, and that means we're gonna have to recap a little bit to remind you guys. But if you guys remember, we left off at a pretty weird moment. Things are kind of going down. So before we dive right into that, I wanna say thank you to everyone. By the way, thank you to everyone who followed. Announcements right off the bat. I just got off the 24-hour stream with Encounter Roleplay, and we got a whole bunch of new followers who decided to follow me over from there. Mad Cat says it was awesome watching you play. I appreciate that a lot. Kyle is not going to be here today. He has family commitments. So as always, I have an image of a drow that I'm going to put in his place. I will have to move those names around, though, so give me a minute to do that. But thank you. Yes, I've ruined another thing.
And Dorlin will be the first thing fed to the demon god.
But yeah, so thank you everyone who kind of followed us over from the 24-hour stream with Encounter Roleplay. You guys are awesome, and hopefully we can entertain you tonight as things get a little bit nuts.
Bananas, I would say, even. Bananas.
Yeah. Again, if this is your first time here, you guys might recall I have an awesome show. It's called Fuzzy Dice, and it airs every Tuesday at 8 p.m. right in this same time slot. And you can find me hanging out with all kinds of cool Dungeons and Dragons podcasters, Twitch streamers, and bloggers. This past week I had an awesome hangout with 3 people, the guys from Unmade Gaming and my friend Mitch from Encounter. We had an awesome in-depth Dungeon Master talk. I got a great show for you coming up this week. I will reveal details about that on Twitter because some things are still in flux, but definitely tune in because it's a great time every time. And also, if you want more D&D and you're free during the day, I have a campaign. It's called Reign of Winter, and it runs on the Encounter Roleplay channel every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So go. It's nuts. It's dramatic. The players are great. So come hang out for that. So that's all the announcements I want to get through. I don't really have anything special. We may talk about some stuff later on. But why don't we just dive right into it with you guys reminding everyone in chat who you are playing today. We'll start with you, Chris.
So today I will be playing Gen, and he's a tiny little rat folk investigator trying to figure out the mysteries of the Underdark. And, he's kind of talked our little party here into quite the pickle. We were pickled there for a little bit, and we were cleaned by some fishes, but now it's a whole different type of pickle. So that's who I will be.
Awesome.
And I'm Eric, and I will be playing Aurelio the Hugger, a very large... stocky Oread monk who enjoys spreading peace and love throughout the land, and today looks like he's going to get the chance to do that with someone a little bit out of his weight class, with the giant demon we're facing. So
yeah,
those who are about to die, salute you.
Yes. Hopefully. What about you, Jesse?
I'm Jesse, and I will be playing Anzu, the Fey-blooded, the tricksy Fey-blooded Kitsune sorcerer. He's basically just trying to survive. He's a friendly type, just trying to survive all of this Underdark craziness.
All right. So let's just start with a little recap. So these intrepid explorers, having escaped from the Drow prison of Velkenvelv with their intrepid NPC companions, Shushar the Awakened, the Kuatoa, peace-loving philosopher, I suppose, and his companion, the Awakened Mushroom Stool, as well as Bupido, the Darrow, Eldith Feldrun, the dwarf from Gauntlgrim, the Shield Maiden, and Prince Derendel, the Quaggoth who insists that he is an elf, and Sarith, the Dire and the Dour Drow. All of you had made your way through trials and tribulations. After the Ooze Temple, you emerged with your new companion Glabagul, the awakened gelatinous cube, and with Glabagul in tow, you finally made it to the Dark Lake, which promised safety from the Drow who are chasing you. As you finally made it to the Dark Lake, you were surrounded and captured by Kuatoans, people who lived in the city of Slubludop, your destination. They brought you into the city, you convinced them to bring you into the city, not necessarily as sacrifices, which may have worked to your favor. What is this song's name? This is Intrigue on the Dungeon soundboard on Tabletop Audio. So as you entered Slubludop, you met with Pluplupine, the high priest of the Sea Mother, Blibdul Pulp. These are great names, and I hope you remember every single one of them.
Will be a test later.
Yes. So as you met Pluplupine, he seeing that you were outsiders, you said you were looking for shelter, possibly a place to stock up on supplies and escape your Drow pursuers, and he was willing to exchange shelter and aid if you would help him free the town from the grip of an uprising cult of heretics in Slubludop, a new religion that worshipped Limugugin, they called him the dark or the deep father or something like that. But according to the priest, this was heresy. This religion could not stand, and he said that he wanted you to become champions of the Sea Mother, so you could take on that religion and help trounce it. You went through 3 trials, 3 very strange, very mind-altering trials. You went through the trial of body, which was to be cleansed by the shrimp. You went through the trial of mind, which was to go on a psychedelic journey induced by fermented fish eggs. And you went on the trial of spirit, which was to give up a possession, something of memory and value to you, to the Sea Mother. And once you did all these, he consecrated you, and you were to go with him to destroy that cult. As you made your way across the city, he wanted to bring you across as fake prisoners, where you were to let them put you into a ritual, and then somewhere along the way you were gonna jump out and fight. That didn't happen because Aurelio jumped the gun a little bit when the very ugly priestess approached you. He dove on her and tackled her, and the fight began. So there was quite a fight as the red Kuatoans fought the green Kuatoans, and everything went crazy for a little while. But just as Dorlin raised his hammer and smashed the final blow, crushing the priestess's skull, she shouted, "Limugugin!" to the sea, and as she died, the sea began to boil. And what emerged from that boiling sea was what you could only describe as a baboon-headed horror, a tentacled giant of a monster that roared in fury and came crashing out of the dark lake towards Slubludop. And as we focus our camera back on the story, that is exactly where we're going to pick up, because things are nuts as this demon, this thing, smashes into the city. And so we've got that music going. You guys, it's a little loud, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. But you guys are there. You're in the midst of it. This giant demon is crashing into the town. What are you gonna do?
Run?
Okay.
Is that an option?
Where would you like? So, okay. So here's what's going on. The scene around you as this. Wow, that's really loud. Just turn it down a little bit. As the this thing crashes in, its tentacles sort of whipping against buildings and smashing the docks and stuff. It hasn't reached you, and it probably will take a little bit of time before it actually gets to you, or it gets to the shore itself. You can run where would you like to run? You can go in pretty much any direction you'd like, because the Kuatoans that were fighting have now sort of frozen or are scattering in fear.
Where is the exit to the town?
Okay, so you guys are here. If you recall, you came into town that way.
Like the east side, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see this fence all along that side. Where's the gate?
The gate was like right over here. It was like right here. Sorry, I'm on the ruler.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
It was like right there. Alternatively, you could, in theory, make your escape via the water.
Swim it!
Yeah.
This thing came
I'm
from the
going
water?
to swim past the giant monster who emerged from the sea.
Have you seen baboons swim? They don't swim very well.
This isn't a baboon.
This
What are you
is
talking
like
about?
a squid baboon.
It's clearly a baboon. It's like a Springfield nuclear plant baboon.
So, to the party, Anzu is going to courageously shout, "Guys, can we get out of here?" Start
I
pointing
opt for
towards
the
exit,
tactical
like-
plan of running away.
I'm gonna talk this thing down.
I'm down to less
gonna-
than a third of my hit points at this point, so running away sounds like a good plan to me. Because I doubt if I ran up to attack them, I could survive a single attack of opportunity.
Gen's going to take his place on top of the altar.
That's not the altar. That's the statue. The altar's
Oh,
in
where was
front.
the altar?
The altar's in front of the statue, like where what's his name?
Oh,
is.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go to the statue.
Okay. Let me just make sure I'm on the right page here, so I can.
So, important question.
Yes.
Just how long of a reach are we talking about this creature having?
You have no idea. It's got whipping, flailing tentacles. So
What I was afraid of.
the altar itself stands before a large statue, but the statue is kind of formless. It's pretty clear that if this thing that is smashing into town is Limukugin, as the Kuatoans were worshipping, they didn't really know that it was going to look like this. Because the statue looks like it's kind of...
Statue doesn't look anything like it.
It's
yeah.
kind of cobbled together from various fish parts and sea-related things.
Interesting. Yeah. Gen's gonna try shouting at that before running.
What you're gonna try and what do you want to shout to it?
That's a good question. Gotta get
Really
in my
sorry
mindset
about
here.
this. You can.
Welcome. You will find that many of these followers here of yours are here in peace. What is it? Can we do for you?
All right. As you you kind of climb up onto the altar and shout, "What's going on, Tactic? How you going, man?" The giant creature is going to stride forward, like it continues to stride forward as one of its tentacles whips down and like a, just kind of cascades, smashing through this right here, this entire wooden dock, like right in front of you as you see the wood splinter and fly into the air.
Ooh, not so good. Gen's going to turn to the priest, the high priest, and if he's still standing there.
Yeah, he's kind of looking in fear. You can he's like the demons are come. He's terrified. It looks like he's getting ready to flee. So as the I'm not going to move all their tokens, but as the Kuatoans are in the process of scattering, do you want to go? You can either go with them. Remember, you have party members in the city, and they're back at your house, the house that you were staying in.
Right.
Yeah. So you can go. You can either go back. You can go back to them and flee with them. You can flee on your own, or you can do something else.
All right. So
Yeah.
Aurelia would like to do something here.
All right, Aurelia.
I'm gonna whisper to, let's see, who's in sort of range of me. I'm gonna whisper to Dorlin. All right. I'm gonna try and buy us at the time. Make sure to get the others out of here, and then I'm going to go and jump in the water over here.
Over here.
Sort of the nearest water spot that isn't sort of within the range of those giant tentacles.
Okay. So you're running towards the water when he starts running off. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Yeah.
Probably heading back toward the house.
Okay.
Yeah. Gen's scared after the tentacle came crashing down. Kind of did his bit. He's gonna
Anzu's
run
not
towards the
entirely
house.
Sure that, Anzu's not entirely sure that the party will make it without the rest of the people. So.
Okay. All right.
Definitely important.
So you guys start booking it across the city. I'll just kind of put you here as you pass the big statue of the Sea Mother in the center on the way. Aurelio, you're gonna get to the water pretty much as they're hitting the center of town. What do you want to do?
So here's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
I'm going to basically jump in the water. I'm going to be attempting to stealth, and I'm going to be walking along the bottom to sort of behind, sort of below this guy.
Okay. You wanna try and get near his legs?
Yes. So what I'm going to be doing
Okay.
is we're talking heroic sacrifice time. He's basically going to be trying to like be an anchor while this guy and just hold.
There is no way you could possibly. This creature has easily
Like
50 feet on you.
Well, screw that plan then.
You're a wart on his leg.
Well, in that case, he's just gonna swim for safety.
Which direction?
The direction that doesn't require him to go underneath him. Then
Okay, so you wanna head to the other side, like
we heading to the left.
you wanna go this way? Okay.
I figured out that there's no way for me
Yeah,
to
I
actually
mean,
stop.
you see, you could possibly grab this guy, but there's no, you don't have the weight to impede his movement. He's smashing through wooden piers and buildings and stuff. Yeah. So okay, so you start. You don't have to dive in the water. You could just make your way down the coast, on land, if you wanted to.
Well, if it'll be faster, then yeah, I'll just
Probably.
run along.
You're
the side.
you're gonna be pretty hampered underwater.
But given that I'm trying to save the party a little bit and distract him, I'm gonna I'll pick up chunks of rubble and throw at him and insult him while I'm running away. I'm trying to grab his attention, basically to taunt him into following me rather than the other folks. I don't know what you'd want me to roll for it, but
Sorry, I missed the last thing. You
so I want to pick up. I want to basically try and taunt him into following me rather than going and killing everyone else.
Okay. How do you want to taunt him?
Well, we've got what looks to be sort of pieces of rubble around here. So I'll pick up a hefty rock or so, chuck at him, and then it's I was the one who killed your priestess.
Okay, I'll let.
Come get me if you wish.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check to throw the rock, because I'm not gonna make you roll an attack, but you can roll.
I mean, I don't think he's pretty big.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just kinda chucking a rock at him.
Just go ahead and roll me a strength check to chuck a rock. We'll see how far you can get it.
This is, let's see, alright, d20 plus 4.
Okay, so you managed to send a rock sort of sailing in his direction. This he's moved pretty a little bit closer, and as the rock just kind of as one of his tentacled arms is kind of reaching out and is going to crash into this kind of rubble and building stuff right here. Your rock just sort of bounces off as you shout. It's one of you, the heads are sort of yammering between you, but you don't seem to catch the attention of any of them, of either of the heads. They seem sort of enraged. They don't seem to be focusing on you because there's a lot of movement going on around.
The thing about his priestess didn't catch his attention?
Not that you can tell, no. We'll come back in just 1 second. You guys have hit the you've hit the middle of the place. You're gonna keep running towards the house.
Are we noticing anything else out of the ordinary?
Lots of fleeing and screaming.
Then we'll, when in Rome.
Okay.
Flee and scream, or
Yes, that.
oh, I'm gonna head towards the house.
Well, yeah, while fleeing and screaming.
Okay. I'm gonna keep
Multitasking.
my wits about me. If you want to scream, you may.
Okay. So
I feel like you might be screaming a little bit.
I don't know. I need a saving throw to see if I'm screaming.
Well, you can decide that, but you guys make it eventually through the little crowded streets to your the hut that you are having in, and you see the panicked Kuatoans around you as Eldith is there, and she's she she's there. I'm sorry. I thought she went with you.
She didn't make it through. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's there, and she says, "What's going on? Everyone's running. I heard noises."
I couldn't explain it if you wanted me to. Let's just say the stuff of your worst nightmare with baboon heads is coming out of the water to the north. It very well may be, a quarter the size of this entire city. So, we probably should get out of here. We're running, Eldith. Let's go.
The Sareth he says, "What does it look like?"
A squid with monkey heads.
You kind of.
What is this monkey you speak of?
If
I'm a drow, damn it.
if you could see a drow's face go pale, that's probably what you would see happen to Sareth as he says, "We need to go now. Collect everything you can carry and find an exit."
And he seems to know what he's talking about, so yeah, gonna do that.
What about the gabagool?
Is there anything?
Gonna make it out in time. It's too slow.
It is very unlikely that if you're fleeing, Gabagool will be able to make it out with you. Unless you have some way of carrying him. He moves at like 10 feet around.
That's not bad. 10 feet per 5 seconds. That's pretty quick.
Considering if you're booking it, you're moving like 60 to 80.
That's true. Damn it.
So
Gabagool, where are you?
So you guys you wanna grab your stuff. Where do you wanna where are you heading to? You know there's an exit at the far side of town. You are closer to you're about midway. So there are these net walls all the way around. You've never been to the no you do know there's the exit on the other side because you went out that way to get to the cave.
Okay.
So you know there's a gate on the that's on the left side of town. You have no idea where Aurelio is right now.
Barring the knowledge of what I know of Aurelio that I don't know, it doesn't make much sense for us to go back the way we came because we already came that way. So
Yeah.
I would think we would want to go out the west side of town, given that this map is pointing towards logical north.
Okay. So you guys wanna
Let's head out the west towards the cave. We don't need to go back the way we came here. We need to continue on. But we need to get as far away from here as possible. Glabagool, double step it. What? Where are you going?
All right.
The direction of survival.
So sad.
So you guys are grabbing what you can carry and booking it towards the gate. We'll say you can get sort of in the direction of it. So they are running that way. Aurelio, you are on land and you are making your way. You're over here, and you're making your way this way up the coast.
I'm making my way that way.
Yeah.
So apparently I can't get its attention, and so I'm like, all right, well, I tried.
I tried my best.
Yeah, at this, by the way, you just hear it. I'm gonna put on some more battle bards because I love that fucking. When I get to my soundboard, it at this point has basically come up to the land and has hit that where the statue is, and is just going to town on it. Like, the whole thing, it's tearing up pavements, buildings are coming down, or like rubble is being thrown around. You can kind of see this over your shoulder. You can continue up the coast. There are also boats that are, like, boats and rafts that are tied to the docks that have not yet been destroyed.
So, near where I am?
Yeah.
Alright, you know what? Let's see. So, like, these things here are boats?
No, they're not drawn on, but we'll assume that there are plenty of Kuatoan boats.
Alright, so I'm gonna run to that spot there, and then I'm gonna untie a boat, and then I'm just gonna start paddling like mad.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please.
Alright.
Okay, as you're untying this boat, you see that this thing that came out of the water is not the only thing in the water. You can see a frenzy of movement as these large, you can just make out their shapes as they kind of splash through at the surface. They look like these large kind of manta ray things, and they are swarming towards the shore near where this giant demon has crashed in. Like they're like following in his wake.
Change of plans. Staying on the shore.
Okay, they're not.
I start paddling and then I see it and I'm like, all right, run.
All right, so you wanna like you've untied the boat, you got in, and then you wanna just dump it and keep running.
Basically, I untie it. I'm about to like pick up the oars, and then I like glance out in the water, and I like the eyes widen, and I'm like, all right, hop back on the pier and run left side gate.
So as that's going on, you guys over here, you guys have come. You are coming down the street. There are Kuatoans that are fleeing around you, but none of them seem to have stood in your way. You see, Shuchar is like carrying stool under his arm as he waddles. He's like, I'm too out of shape for this.
You're gonna have to make it.
Right.
Come on.
I'll offer to take stool.
Okay.
Shuchar.
He like. Alright, but he does not like being away from me. As he kind of reluctantly hands him to you as you guys are running. So you're now holding this kind of toddler-sized walking mushroom.
Fear not, Shuchar. I'll stay close.
Alright, so you guys are booking it towards the gate, which is right over here. And you can make it through without, it doesn't look like there's anyone in your way.
Charge.
Okay. So as you keep running, you hit the gates and you just clear the city, and as you just catch a glimpse over your shoulder, you can see the smoke is billowing up from, the center of Slubladop. You can hear the Kuatoan screams as whatever this thing is beginning to tear into the city. Because you're fairly out of the way, Aurelio, I will say that you can spend some time, like, you're not in danger of being caught by this creature. You can make it out along the shore not too long after.
I'll make it over to here, wherever that gate is specifically.
Okay. So once you guys are out of the city, and you've dodged the frenzied and terrified Kuatoans, what exactly do you want to do? Like, you don't know, you have no direction really. The only thing you know is the Dark Lake lies before you, this long and interconnected series of waterways that will lead you deeper into the Underdark and to connect, hopefully, to other larger settlements. But you're on land right now.
First and foremost, gonna look over at Seraph, the drow. So, what was that? Since you seem to know so much.
As he kind of imposes, we can't stay here. We need to move as far as possible. We need to find a way I suggest taking the lake across to Menzo Baronson. He said, as you're asking your question, he says, that creature was the Demogorgon.
Demo who?
Should I know the name?
You're welcome to roll me a knowledge planes if you have it.
Oh, no. Anzu's asking that in character to Sarah. Sorry. There's no way he should know.
Yeah, he says, everyone down here knows the name. Demogorgon is one of the prime evils, the father of demons.
And we somehow woke him up.
Is there any reason he should be crawling around? Or does he just do that?
He says, the Prince of Demons is elusive. Why he's here now, I don't know. I have no answers.
There's a good prophecy when you need one. Well, the dwarf, what's her name?
Eldith.
Eldith, thank you. Do you have any idea where we should go next?
Eldith kind of, she's kind of wheezing and catching her breath. She says, give me a second. I gotta find my my travel schedule here. Alright, she's kind of wheezing and she says, I don't know. I think I'd love to make our way to Gauntlgrim, but from here, the best we can hope for is Gracklestew, maybe Blingdenstone. The deep gnomes are elusive and not particularly sane, but it'll be shelter if nothing else.
Shelter from Demogorgon.
From whatever's going on here. It'll put us far from Slugladop, and I think now that should be our only priority, but in order to get... We could make our way to Blingdenstone. We'd have to cross the Dark Lake to the north. Neverlight and Gracklestew are to the west.
Well, I vote against us going into the lake, over the lake anytime soon. I saw something swarming under there as it passed.
Ixlatl. They're carnivorous water creatures.
Perhaps we can get our ways even more west of Slubadop before we try to get up onto the lake.
Give the lake a wide berth.
Yeah.
Sounds...
Though I do not revel the idea of swimming in anything that creature came out of.
Well, we could travel. The only thing we'll get to via the shore on this way is Gracklestew. And that'll be... if I know my distances, which... oh, you guys did have a map, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if you reference the map, she says...
Oh, yeah.
Right, Gracklestew from here, I'd say 20 days on foot. Maybe half of that by water if we make good time.
How dangerous are the Iliads? The thing you said.
She says, give me 1 second. I just totally lost the word. She says, Ixtatachtal. It's a deep gnome word. She kind of leans down and writes it in the dirt.
Ah,
She says, they're they're normally deeper dwellers, but they return to the surface when there's easy prey. If those Kuatoans were sacrificing people directly into the lake, it's probably what drew the attention of them. I doubt that they'd normally bother us on the surface if we're not bleeding into the water.
and as she says that, how is her wound looking?
She is kind of she's still leaning over and kind of clutching her side, but it's her breathing is heavy, but she looks like she'll live, at least for now. You guys are all in pretty bad shape.
Yeah. Perhaps giving the lake a wide berth, at least temporarily, would be the best way to go about it. We can make sure that those things, the Ictitiddles, are as far away as possible before we enter the water.
Agreed.
Perhaps we can camp for the evening, just off water's sight, but not at water's edge, so that we can rest up before traveling.
Sarah kind of says,
But I'd like to put some distance between us and Slubladop before we rest.
Correct.
we at this point we should be walking, if not running, until our legs give out. I don't care if that thing's out of sight. I don't even want to be within miles of it.
Well, let's get walking.
All right. So as you guys start making time down the coast, away from Slubladop, you're not. I would say walking along the quote unquote shore, but Dark Lake is not. Again, it's not necessarily a lake. There are certainly lakes that you will be walking past or around, but it's more like imagine like a three-dimensional collection of crisscrossing waterways, tunnels, and underground lakes. So like sometime you'll have just like a system of pools with rivers that connect them, but then make it like three-dimensional. So they might like pass over or under each other, just in flowing rivers and waterfalls and underground oceans. It's huge, but it's not all one thing. So it would require like there are passages though. Some parts of it are mapped, and your map does have does show some of the larger things. I don't know if I gave you the map in here.
We didn't upload it. We just kind of, I think
Right.
it was on Dropbox or something. But yeah, if you're able to upload it.
Yeah, I'll do that at some point. So let me, while I'm doing that, you guys can tell me what if there's anything you want to look for when you're trying to make a campsite or anything like that.
So I'll make some perception rolls. I think we're looking for some place that if we have to make a campfire, it'll be hidden away so that basically the light doesn't shine out onto the lake or towards Slubladop, most importantly.
Yeah, the last thing we need is to get away from the demigod, just to run right back into more drow.
Yeah, so I'll do a perception roll
Okay,
to try and find an appropriate location.
sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Just did.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. So as you're walking, you guys see that like you're basically right now you're walking along because clearly Slubladop itself was built on the coast of some sort of large lake or large body of water. How it like exactly the boundaries of it, you're not quite sure, but so as you're walking along the shore of it, you can kind of see actually that it's just like a giant cavern that the Kuatoans have built their city in, and there's a lot. The terrain on at your back is constantly changing. It ranges from cliffs to like rocky beaches of like tumbled stone to like flat plains of just mud and puddles of water. So you could, in theory, find a campsite that's either like up on a rocky bluff or like maybe try and find a cave or something like that. However, also out in the distance, you notice as you're walking, you hear the sound that starts creeping up on you, and it gets louder and louder, and you can tell that probably about a half a mile away and echoing through this giant cavern is a huge waterfall.
All right.
You said it's coming. It sounds like it's coming down the cavern.
It's in the direction you're walking. Like you're walking in towards it.
We're hearing it, but we can't see it.
Yeah, I mean you can get to it. I'm just saying like you hear it because of the echoing and stuff.
Oh, it's a waterfall. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What did you think I said?
Like a wave. I'm thinking there's like a tidal wave coming down from.
Yeah.
No, it's a
Sorry,
waterfall.
you said waterfall, and I'm thinking wave.
Yeah.
I don't know why my head. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you can hear this, and you could definitely like either you could stop before you get to it, or you could continue towards it.
Might as well continue towards it. It could provide shelter as well as potential sustenance.
Okay.
Agreed.
Let me open my thing. Hold on, I gotta. That's not what I want. I want this. PDF.
So I'm guessing Galabagul's gone.
You have no idea what happened to Galabagul. May he rest in peace.
Oh no. Galabagul.
He's gonna come back later on in the campaign. It's just gonna be like this final boss, infused by the demons themselves.
If Aurelio
Screaming
dies,
our
I
brain.
want to come back with playing Glabagul as my next character.
He gets player levels. Lord. So as you're kind of venturing across the dark, like sort of this giant gallery, like stone gallery with a ceiling that you can't even see. Eventually, you see that there's actually there is this waterfall, and you're kind of coming up on it as basically you can I can't. Oh, sorry, I was on black. I don't know why I was on a black screen. That was dumb of me. No, as you are coming up on this waterfall, you see there are all kinds of like rocky outcroppings like that create these rapids and stuff that this water goes over, and out you can just barely make out in sort of these hanging, glowing phasrous crystal lights out right in the center of the waterfall, probably a good half a mile from where you are, is what appears to be a large structure, like a fort or something.
Well, perhaps we can seek shelter there. I know most of us could definitely use it.
We need to stealth it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
Does anyone want to volunteer to scout that?
I will.
Sure it's safe. Aurelio! A call to arm.
So I will sort of slowly make my way up. So you see me sort of like hop.
All right.
When it looks like someone's looking, I basically like curl up and I pretend to be a rock, and then sort of vision's past, he hops again.
So first of all, roll me a perception check, please.
Certainly.
Just for Aurelia or everybody?
Thank you so
All right.
much, Garth Vaderson. Thank you, Garth Vaderson, for following us, and welcome to the madness, my friend. I hope you are enjoying the show, and may Dice Thulu embrace you, as it has clearly decided to embrace all of our players here. Thank you, my man. Aurelio, you see as you're kind of scouting out just how to even get to this thing, because it's out in the middle of a waterfall. It looks like there was the way the rocks are sort of jutting out. You realize these mostly aren't natural formations. It looked like there was a bridge that went to this, that actually spanned this half-mile stretch of water over this waterfall. Basically, the way it is like there's the waterfall that goes down, and this fort is like right on the edge of the waterfall, so the water's like falling around it. And there was a bridge, it looks like, that you can tell that went to this. It has been smashed to pieces.
So it looks like it just got smashed by some sort of gigantic creature?
I don't know if it just got smashed, but at some point it was destroyed. Yeah.
Okay.
You could, in theory, try and traverse it, but it's not like it would require a lot of effort. It wouldn't just be as simple as like walking rock to rock.
Right. So perhaps we wait on trying to make our way over until people are rested, because I'm sure we've got a bunch of exhausted folks that at this point might have trouble getting over. Well, I'll make my way back, and so again, Anzu, it looks like we could make it over, but it'll be very difficult. I can see the remains of some sort of bridge, but it's been smashed to smithereens.
Is there a, or how big is the gap to get across?
What gap?
So there was a bridge. Bridge had to go over something.
It's about a half-mile span from the shore to the fort.
Oh, okay.
Also this. So you guys just want to bunk down and like find a hole to rest in.
Looks like that might be a only option at the moment.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the plan.
All right.
I'm gonna get out.
Okay. You actually, as you guys are kind of investigating, you find that this bridge wasn't just built haphazardly. In fact, not as you turn and make your way up the shore. Not very far from from where you're standing, kind of carved into the wall it looks like there's a very deliberate cavern that was actually carved out of the stone here that is basically matches up pretty much exactly with where the bridge would be. So it seems like there was definitely some sort of design, like some sort of constructed roadway to get to this fort. So as you're looking into this hand carved cavern. You don't know how old it is, but you could easily make your way down it. I mean, it's a road; it must lead somewhere.
How long have we been traveling at this point?
Probably a good 2.5 to 3 hours.
All right. Well, we've probably still got a decent amount of energy in us, so I'm for following the pathway.
How big is the cave or the entranceway that the pathway goes down into?
It's not really a cave. It's more like, again, it's more like a tunnel that's been carved, like a. So the road is probably let's say it's about 10 feet wide. Maybe about 10 feet high.
So maybe small enough to keep big demigods out of our hair. Sounds like a plan. Do that.
Okay. As you start making your way down the road, like it looks like it doesn't look like it was like it wasn't the actual floor wasn't paved or anything, but it does lead on, and eventually After about 45 minutes to an hour of walking, the road crosses a large stalactite and stalagmite filled like gallery, and coming from it, you hear a rapid boom, 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 boom coming from the darkness ahead of you. A few seconds later, you see a huge biped, humanoid-looking thing, but towering above you, emerge from the shadows. It's tall and gray with a very elongated sort of head, that's bald, and it is carrying a massive club with a That's what hits you first, except for you realize this thing isn't walking, it is running, and you see its eyes are wide.
So wide as in like in terror?
They're like wide as a yap, or like it's got a crazed look in its eyes as it barrels across this cavern, and as it reaches about halfway between where it came out of the shadows and stuff and you, it just bellows, "They're coming! They're coming! Run! Run!" He shouts in common as it runs towards you.
Don't gotta tell Anzu twice.
I have someone who looks much bigger and much stronger than me, and who knows the local area. I think I'm going to listen to his advice.
He, as you guys are kind of reacting to this thing, it sort of skids to a halt about 20 to 30 feet away from you, and it says, "Wait! You're with them, aren't you?"
Who is them? What is this you speak of? Why are you running?
You, go ahead and, roll me a diplomacy check. Also, are you doing anything to, like, while you're saying this?
Not particularly.
Like, are you gonna, because I know when Aurelio is turn, are you gonna run with Aurelio, or are you stopping to talk?
Oh, well, he stopped when he approached.
He skidded to a halt, yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't moved.
Okay.
I've just kind of been taking this all in.
Yeah.
Gen has it. Okay.
He kind of wheels around. He says, "No! Oh, I've seen you! And thank you, ex-Votern, as he has seen you too. Thank you, Votum, for following. Welcome to the madness, my friend." And so as he says, "No, you're with them. They're like you."
Well, that's an odd statement because Gen kind of turns around. Like all of us are pretty different, unless you're talking about people much shorter than you are. We're not with anybody other than us right here, homeless and on a journey to nowhere. We're willing to help you out or run with you as you see fit, I suppose.
He kind of, you see, like, he's in the middle of raising his club as you start talking, but, as his eyes still wide as he's kind of looking over the group, he says, "What? No, you're with them."
Who's them? If them's on the other side of that cavern, we're coming from this side of the cavern. We're not with anybody. We got a walking rat, a rock, drow, dwarf, and many others. We're not really with anything.
As he looks like he's kind of like, as he puts his hand to his head, he says, No, they're following me. You following me?
No, I don't think so. We've never met you before.
Is anyone else? Is anyone else want to do anything during this? I know Anzu is kind of.
I'm a terrible conversationalist, and I don't want to make things worse.
Yeah. He. Again, you know, like, it looks like you were quickly losing control of the situation with this guy, and he looks like he's about his sanity is about to snap.
Anzu will suggest backing down again. Come on, let's just leave this guy alone. Come on.
I'm gonna try and persuade him to lower his club.
Sure. How do you want to do that?
Hey, we mean you. As soon as he has it up, hey, we mean you no harm. We're not even a threat to you. Oh, big and tall. And yeah.
As you're talking, what's it called?
Persuasion.
Yeah, the drow is going to, or Eldith, I'm sorry, Eldith's going to put her hand on your shoulder, and she said, "What he means to say, noble stone giant, is that we are here to help you. We have no intention of harming you." And she kind of whispers in your ear. She says, "He's a stone giant. I don't know what's wrong, but they're very easily confused." As he's clutching his head, and he says, "You will help? No, you will protect me from them."
Sure. Yeah. But who is them?
I don't know. Where am I?
Perhaps we could maybe take this conversation further up the tunnel.
Away from whatever is following you.
Yeah. I mean, we can. I saw a nice looking keep over there.
Sareth will kind of whisper this, "Do any of you have healing magic? I have seen this, I've seen symptoms like this before."
I can only heal myself.
Nope. As a monk, I got
Nothing.
diddly squat.
You could hug him. That's kind of like a source of healing.
Yeah.
I
It's emotional healing.
Emotional healing.
Put the spikes
Please
away
can
and
we
give him
make
a nice
that part
hug.
of his repertoire.
So he kind of shoulders his club. He says, "You protect me. Yes. Lots of people. Where are we going?"
Well, you could show us to that which you need protection from.
"No, can't go back there. We must flee."
Well, I think my companions and I we were trying to go that way, the way from which you're fleeing. I mean,
Does the phrase Demogorgon mean anything to you, Giant?
No.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to continue the way that we came, just walk on past us. The way is clear, but I would avoid Slubladop. But we're actually trying to go. Yeah, we strongly encourage you not to go there. But we're actually moving in this direction from where you came from. If you'd let us pass, please.
We travel, you protect.
Sure, you're welcome to join us. Yeah, we'll go.
He
that
kind of settles down onto one knee, sort of just his hand in his head as he kind of rubs it. clearly something is wrong with him, but as he, you seem to have, he's definitely, his eyes are still wide, and he's still kind of like looking around, like a little jumpy at shadows and stuff, but as you guys continue on down the tunnel, he does sort of trudge after you, and the thudding sound you hear is his club, like, hitting it, knocking into things as he drags it.
Do you have a name, good sir?
What was it? Nivram. Where's Nivram?
Alright, Nivram. You're welcome to join us as long as you want, I suppose. We could always use an extra hand. Maybe we can even figure out what's ailing you at the moment.
He says, No. Did you see that? Who there? As he kind of wheels around and kind of points with his club.
Do I see anything over there?
I roll a perception check.
Oh, okay.
I think I will do so as well.
Sure. Do either of you have dark vision?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you see absolutely nothing.
Not.
But it's a confirmed nothing. Right? It's a confirmed nothing, or it's a non-confirmed nothing.
You see what he, like, the area he's pointing at. There's nothing there.
So it sounds like we have a paranoid stone giant, which is great.
With visions and a large club.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds dangerous.
I think we should go blinders. Maybe I could ride on his shoulder. I guess we could. Good Nuvum? What was his name? Nivium? Nivium?
Nivram.
Nivram. Write that down. I'm never gonna remember. Well, Nivram, I didn't see that. I don't know. What was it? What did you see over there? I don't see much of anything.
He kind of leans in and tries to whisper as much as a stone giant can. He says, I can feel it. They're watching me. Any minute now. It's coming. Any minute now.
Yeah, well...
We're doomed!
The dwarf back here, she's a fearsome fighter, and Aurelio here, he's pretty formidable himself. I mean, you found the greatest war band of heroes ever assembled, and we're here to help you. So whatever the threat is, be it demon or centipede in these caverns, we're here to smash them down in order to save our newfound friend. But we're gonna need you to kind of calm down a little bit.
Roll me a diplomacy check to attempt to soothe him down, to calm him down.
Okay.
All right. He seems to relax, at least for the time being. Though for how long that will be, you have no idea. But for now, you can continue trudging on into the darkness with him in tow.
Perhaps we should put Stool on his shoulder. I think Stool's got a very calming effect.
Anzu, I feel like would be a little protective of Stool at this point.
Don't want to put Stool on a stone giant's shoulder as
Not
a protective mechanism.
On the paranoid stone giant, the very very club happy stone giant. I think I think we'll just keep stool right here. Thanks.
All right, so I guess we'll continue down the cavern or this trail.
All right, so you continue down. I mean, there's really, it looks like that where he came from is not particularly as well carved. It's more just caves and stuff. But for a while, you can keep walking without really encountering anything. So if you'd like to find a place to sleep, you're welcome to do that. Or you could keep walking on, and you could keep, you can head towards some destination. You've put a good couple miles under your belt at this point, though. So what do you guys want to do?
If we're starting to get tired, then, I mean, I don't see the harm in bunkering down in this, again, kind of small area where giant demigods can't get to us.
All right, yeah. Here, hold on. Let me turn my light on. So yeah, you could if you'd like, sort of set up a makeshift camp. It might be a little awkward because you don't really have a secure, like, it's sort of just like on the floor off to the side in like a tunnel or something. There's not really any large hidden caverns that you manage to find, but yeah, it is getting, like, the travel is wearing on you. So if you'd like to set up a camp, you totally could.
Sounds good. I will assist in that.
Yeah. All right, so you guys eventually you set up your camp. You manage to, actually, like, as you're doing it, you kind of your new friend Nivram is just kind of sitting off to the side, like he's sitting about 20 yards away from you. You hear him just sort of muttering to himself as you see his head just dart back and forth, looking at the darkness. But then, kind of as you're finishing, or as you're kind of getting ready to bed down, you hear a mutter from the darkness. It says, "How do I know you're not the enemy? How do you know you're not the enemy?"
That's Nibram saying that?
Yeah.
I want to poke up to him. Nivram, friend.
Yeah, he kind of glares at you, eyes kind of wide in the darkness. He says, "The enemy deceives everyone, even itself."
Nivram, can I assure you that I've seen the enemy and you have evaded them?
Roll me a bluff check, please.
Yeah, bluff. I've been waiting to roll bluff all game. Boom. Come on, don't fail me. Don't fail me.
Trixie.
Give me 1 second. I gotta look something up because I don't actually have stats here.
Okay.
Give me a second. Come on. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So as you're kind of you're talking to him, he just kind of looks at you. He says, "I don't believe you. Yours is with them."
Damn. How to respond? I assure you that were I with them, or hold on, retcon. Were I with them, would I be here trying to make you feel more comfortable? Surely I would just shove a knife in your back. Yes?
He just
I'm
Anzu,
not sure
Anzu,
you're
he's
healthy
failed, so now
again.
he's flailing.
All right, so Aurelia was gonna come over and like,
as you guys are doing this, he's kind of rising up to his feet, just kind of club in hand, as he says, "I knew it. You are with them. You want me." And he kind of lifts his club. You have a split, like a second to react before it's gonna come down.
Whoa! Whoa!
No, not you.
Oh,
Enzu.
sorry.
Amzu. All right,
He runs,
roll that reflex save, Mister.
splits off in the opposite direction.
Go ahead and go ahead and roll me a reflex save to see if you can successfully jump out of the way before he sends it down on you.
All right, let's see, and reflex. Oh god damn!
Oh boy.
It has not been rolling well today.
I did not expect Anzu to live long, so I guess I'm not surprised.
Give me a second.
You face a Demogorgon though. Sort of.
I promise I'll make a more useful character next to it after this.
God damn it! I have to keep opening this. All right, give me 1 second because I totally forgot to do this. So, as this wow, every window comes up here. As this thing is coming down, I have to. Yes, I want to import it. Of course, I want to import it.
All right, someone needs a hug to calm them down.
Hug the tendons right off his leg.
Where the hell is Yes, I do want to add those. Okay, so as he is going to come down on you, where is this? Yeah. What is your AC?
Low as fuck. Let's see, it's 13.
Okay.
I have a strong suspicion he's going to hit you.
No,
The club.
Amazingly.
Yeah, the club just sort of slams down on you, and I gotta throw on some interesting action music because, as this is all as this club smashes down, you just manage to sort of throw yourself flat on the ground. You're now looking up at the cavern ceilings. You see him. Everyone else in the group hears this, as this again 10-foot tall stone giant, or probably more. Because I think he's huge, not just large. No, he is large. Okay, so as this like 10-foot tall giant has his club just on the ground, like right next to Anzu. We're gonna roll some initiative. You guys have not had a chance to rest. So, actually, yeah, we'll just we'll roll some initiative, but. You guys aren't in great condition, so
Yeah.
you may have to find a way to get out of this.
We probably need to be on a different page because I don't see a token that I can click on to
That's fine.
start the initiative.
yeah. There we go.
Let me just get a get it.
I think I had 9 HP.
Surprisingly, I don't have a stone giant token. We'll take this one. Why not? That looks fun. That looks no, that's an Eaton. That looks fine. So what's his initiative? His initiative is... I gotta check it here. Oh, okay. even with the -1. All right. So, as this is all going down, I'm just gonna roll for the rest of the party too, because they're all just gonna kind of go. That'll be the rest of the party.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, as he kind of you see he's gonna wind up, and he is going to sway. He's gonna lift his club again. But as he does, kind of bring this up and try get ready to bring it down on Anzu. I need to check something. Yep. So as he's Anzu, you kind of your eyes go wide as you see him about to sort of bring this club down on you, and then all of a sudden his head just turns to the left, and he falters in his swing for a second, and he's clearly aware of something that's going on to his left as he hesitates. That's going to give you enough time to do to get out of the way on your turn, so that he's distracted for the time being. You don't know how long that's gonna last because his attention span is all over the place. Again,
so we should be at the same health level we were at in Slupidov, right?
Yeah. You guys still haven't rested, so.
All right.
Again, you see all this going down. What do you want to do?
Gen's going to turn and. Ooh, hold on a second. Okay. Gen's going to turn and kind of face down the tunnel in the direction that they were running or traveling, and he's gonna say, "Oh, did you hear that? Oh, they're coming! They're coming! We'll protect you! Quick, Nivram! You gotta go back out the way we came. I think they're coming. They're coming." And I'm gonna
go ahead and roll me a bluff check.
Bluff that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. As his head turns and you start shouting, he says, "They're here." As he falters in his attack. You don't know quite if he's gonna get what he's gonna do, but he's clearly he agrees with your assessment.
Okay, and I'm going to just to sell it even further. I'm going to pull my dagger, unsheath my dagger, and start kind of running in the direction that we would be going.
So you want to run
charging into battle
farther down the cavern?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The rest of the party will just kind of look completely shocked as they have no idea what's going on. But Eldith will say, she'll say, I think we should start breaking camp and running. Grab what you can. As she kind of you see her, she's got you guys don't have tents or anything, so she just kind of grabs her her sleeping sack and some cooking pots that you guys had ready, and just starts running after Gen, as do pretty much the rest of the group, because they don't want to be they clearly don't want to be in this cavern with this stone giant, regardless of what happens. It's a bad place to be. Now, because they're running, you guys haven't they're not carefully breaking down camp. You may end up losing some gear in the process, but it may just be maybe the cost of escape. Anzu, you are still prone on the ground, and he is distracted.
The crawling away, like army crawl, elbows and knees, trying to get away as fast as possible.
Okay.
Double movement, basically.
You're gonna be able to double move on your hands and knees very well.
Yeah, it's slowed, but he's not thinking I should get up first. He's just he's flailing.
All right, and what about you, Aurelio?
He's distracted and I'm gonna try and find a stalagmite to hide behind.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there are plenty around here. So, do you want to actually roll a stealth check?
Yep.
All right, cool. Go for it. All right, you duck behind a
Because
rock.
I am not a fast person, so I figure hiding is my best option here.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just check something real quick here. As we come back around to him, he has. Okay. He is going to give me. All right. As you're kind of hiding behind the rock, you see him just sort of like look around and in fear, and he's just gonna shout, "They're everywhere!" as he just starts barreling down the cavern, as he seems to have bought Gen's lie completely, as he goes barreling down the cavern in the opposite direction.
God damn it, yes! I tried my best. Never.
The rest of you guys, Anzu, you kind of hearing him bound away, you can get up to your feet, but I'm assuming you guys are gonna keep moving like at a clip to put distance between
we're gonna
you.
set up camp.
Just stop right here.
Might even come back to the camp that we already set up. He's going that way.
The rest, like Shushar will be like, we need to find a safer place. Yes.
Perhaps we should head back to that fort?
He says, not without some rest. I'll say you guys, as the rest of the party wants to, they'll keep moving for a little while. Eventually you guys will find kind of a small and hidden, out of the way little nook that you can probably not set up a complete camp, but enough that you can just sort of, lean up against a rock and catch a little bit of sleep. Okay, I just got...
I had to reset it.
I just got double Chris.
That's the best, Chris.
And it's still there. What the fuck? I still have double Chris. I'm trying to get rid of it. Sorry, guys. Roll 20 is... No, why? Stop, Roll 20. I don't want this. There we go. I fixed it. Alright. So as you guys eventually kind of find a little place to bed down, it's better than nothing. And you can at least get some rest that will recover a few hit points, but not a whole lot else. So anything you guys want to do? You want to take any precautions? You want to take care of anything while you're bedding down?
I'm gonna brew up another extract.
Okay. Which one?
To replenish my cure light wounds I used back in.
Okay. Did you want to use?
Flip it up.
Oh, you already used yours. So you.
I used it, yeah. So I'm going to brew up another one. That's.
You wanna pop it before you go to sleep?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not missing that many hit points.
Okay.
So how many were you recovering in sleep?
You recover double your level, I think.
Okay, so we'll get 4 back.
Alright, yeah, I'll probably pop it.
Alright. Okay, so you guys, eventually you manage to set up your preparations. You set watch as your companions join you, in rest. About 8 hours, you've managed to get your 8 hours of sleep as you are all sort of rattled awake, just by each other, kind of deciding that it's time to move on. However, when you finally awake, you realize that you've been running for a while and you've been walking for a good distance, and you're in a tunnel, but you really don't know where you're going, and you don't know much about the way you came. It might be safe to go back, it might not. You're in. All you know is there's more stone around you.
Well,
So what do you want to do? Eldith and the rest of the group will kind of, as they kind of sit around talking, they say, "We're worse for the wear, but we should. The best thing is always to keep moving. I think if these roads were made as I think they were, they'll be traversal ways made by the Durgar.
All roads do lead to somewhere. There are no roads that just lead to unknown, but like unmarked places of non-interest. So perhaps staying on the road is the safest, though we will not be stealthily moving per se. We will probably run into more things, sort of like Nivram.
So we have the map, right?
Yeah.
Can we? Let's see. Can we pull that up so we can get a?
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm not sure what sort of role we would need, but can we kind of try and look at it and see what general way this path is going, and we might have a sense of what it's heading towards?
Do you have survival?
No, but I think Dorlin does, and
Okay.
Yeah.
Eldith does.
Eldith does. So she will roll her survival check, which is going to be that, and then I'll
I didn't
roll.
mean to speak for you, Aurelio. Do you have survival?
I do not.
Okay, sorry.
And this is for Dorlin. Yeah. Okay. So between the two of you, the two of them, the two dwarfs, as they kind of look over this map, they conclude, if this road is one from the Durgar, then this follow this path skirting the Dark Lake. I think eventually we'll find ourselves in Gracklestew. It's it's on the far end of the Dark Lake, all the way around at the other end. But if we skirt around the side, I assume this trade road might connect with other larger ones. The Drow and the Durgar share these kind of carved passageways. So we might find caravan lanes. Who knows?
So it's either Drow or Durgar.
Possibly both.
Well,
On the other hand, if we're on the Dark Lake, we'll be, in essence, in the open wilderness. If this is the Durgar road, as I think it is, because it's sure as hell is not one from Gauntlgrim, then that thing we saw out on the lake may have been a Durgar outpost.
That seems to make sense. I'm not sure how they would. I mean, at this point, this ragtag bunch, I'm not sure how we'd be received by just about anybody. I don't really want to go figure out how the Dora girl will receive us. But, I'm willing to trust your assessment of the map and what road we're on. Continue to move on towards that town. Gracklestew?
I'd suggest we move towards Gracklestew. If nothing else, we might find amicable faces along the road. And Drow or no, it poses the least danger from wild things.
Sounds good to me. The best plan we've got.
Right. So
works for me.
we continue on and hope the road is safe. So you guys pack up your stuff and you continue down this small sort of probably this small side road, and you're traveling for on like you do have a decent supply of food. You pulled some supplies you did get some supplies in Slubladop. You also had some with you that you'd come in with. You have rations from Dorland's packs and stuff. So there's really not a whole lot that happens at least for the next full maybe 12 to 18 hours worth of traveling, even with rest in between. Give me 1 second. Actually you do find a place and you do kind of get some rest, and your travel the next day begins fairly pleasantly, as you actually, the road you're on sort of eventually crosses a much larger road. It's sort of a 15 to 20 foot wide, tall and smooth floored tunnel, which it's basically crossing it like that, like in an intersection. And when you get to it, Eldith stops you. She says, "Looks like we've come to an intersection."
Well,
Which
do
way
any
does
of
the
you
map tell
have
us?
These roads probably won't be marked on any map, but and as this is happening, you hear kind of a voice. It sounds Sareth has kind of peeled off from the group and is inspecting the wall not far from you, and he says, "These are drow roads, or traveled by, at least."
How do you know?
He puts his hand on the wall, and you see there are these small kind of carven runes just along the edge, and he says, "Distance markers and position information. It's useful for traders traveling. A lot of these tunnels look the same, so it's easy to get lost."
Well, given that, I would say getting off these roads would be a good plan.
Eldith kind of chimes in. She says, I think this might be a trade highway. It'll be our best way. If we're on this, we could certainly follow it straight to a major civilization."
Civilization where they won't try to imprison us or sacrifice us to some strange god.
There's always the risk, but either we head towards civilization and hope for the best, or we keep in the shadows where where the lights don't go, and we hope we don't run into anything there. So there's really no way to tell either way. My suggestion is follow the trade road. Drows may use it, but others may also.
Civilization has been.
Dwarf caravans are rare out here, but not impossible. So do you wanna continue on the smaller road, or do you wanna sort of try and walk the trade highway?
Anzu agrees with Eldith, and civilization at least is better than the spooky scaries of the shadows. So he'll say, he'll suggest, like let's go on to civilization then.
Well,
Yeah, gun school.
civilization is great, except if it's the civilization that just imprisoned us and we're running away from right now.
The devil you know.
There is a devil I know. It just destroyed the last civilization we visited. And the other devil I know probably is going to kill us on sight. So consider me in the camp of uncertainty might be slightly better.
We can't talk our way out of the grips of tentacles, Aurelio. Let's. We have again. He's in his magic mouth. Should anything else come our way, perhaps he can
Talk our way out of it again. At least until we find some weaponry. We'll have to talk our way out of things. I agree. Though large civilization tends to scare me to an extent, because you cannot always sway the minds of the many, but you can sway the minds of the few. I think it's our best bet. We still have very little in the way of supplies. Slubadop did not provide us the supplies we were looking for. I think we still need to gear up somewhere, and a well-established and even small, if it's the Deep Gnomes civilization, I might be able to gear myself up some too.
So, we're making our way down this road. Say, from the, it doesn't look like anyone's been through here recently, so we may have luck. This may be an abandoned trade route. I say we take it and see where it leads us.
That sounds good.
So,
I'll accept your decision then.
So as you guys sort of follow Eldith, she kind of leads you using the map. She kind of leads you generally. So you're making a 90-degree turn, but basically she announces according to the map that the road that you were on had been slowly curving. So you'd basically been traveling away from the Dark Lake, kind of like perpendicular towards it to it, and this road apparently runs on a slanted course, but roughly parallel to the shore of the Dark Lake. Though you are a good couple miles, you're almost like 5 or 6 miles from the shore. But you're walking this highway again. It's wide. It's sort of it's like a 20-foot wide and tall, smooth-floored tunnel that travels on for miles and miles. Though it's kind of dotted occasionally with stalactites and stalagmites, or even like a column of rock along the side. The middle of the tunnel is pretty much bereft of obstacles, especially sort of the rough terrain you've been used to navigating. You eventually, every so often you pass sort of rock falls or escarpments, or kind of like heaves of granite, or slick limestone flooring. Even sort of just normal like patches, but they sort of seem to be smoothed out, and they're much more rare. Any kind of damage to this cavern is very minimal. But after traveling on it for quite a while, it becomes pretty obvious that this is a maintained roadway. It's nearing the end of your traveling day when you hear noise kind of coming from up ahead, and it's echoing through the tunnel pretty well.
Does it sound like it's coming towards us?
As you keep walking, it's definitely getting louder. It doesn't sound, the noise sound, it's hard to make out because of the echoing and stuff, but it sounds like arguing, maybe like voices.
Okay.
Can we hear the language?
Yes. Give me 1 second. What languages do you speak?
Let me see.
Sylvan.
I'm the one that speaks Undercommon.
Okay.
I speak Dwarven and Common.
They are speaking Undercommon. So if you do speak Undercommon, you can kind of catch snippets of it. It's the best you can make out is that it is a couple, like, it is a group, and they seem to be, some of them, there definitely is laughter among it, but it's sporadic. You can't make out exactly how many voices there are, but they're definitely not like shouting or loud or boisterous. They're just kind of, they're just talking to each other, maybe arguing a little bit, but as it gets closer and closer, you guys with dark vision can see down, like coming in the tunnel. You can see there seems to be a large, like you can see a large group that's sort of making their way down the tunnel towards you. They're still a good distance off, and they haven't spotted you yet.
Can we see what species they are?
Roll me a perception check. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a. It's you. Rather than, you don't see a large group coming to you. What you actually see like one large shape coming towards you. Not like large enough to fill the whole room, but it's definitely pretty tall.
So I'm gonna go for the hide option.
Okay.
If we're talking about something like, so wait, there's only one shape coming towards us, but
Yeah.
we're hearing arguing.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what this is, and my instincts say hide. So,
Your
stealth.
instincts always say hide.
Well, yes, but so far, that's kept me alive. gonna
Except when you
keep
tried
going
to
with
hug the Demogorgon. I'm starting to question your thoughts.
Okay, so you try and find the closest rock formation that you can to duck behind. What about the rest of you guys?
So I'm making out a singular shape that's
Yeah.
arguing with itself, potentially, or arguing.
Possibly.
Anzu will make his best effort to hide behind Aurelio.
Okay.
Gen's just gonna stand in the middle of the road.
Alright. The rest of the group will kind of, Eldith will kind of look confused, but, as you hear kind of a whisper, you do have, Shushar is kind of is trying to hide too, he's failing very badly. Bupido is gone somewhere. He tends to run off and duck into a nook, like, or a hole in these situations, and, Darendil is fairly, he's interested in he's just kind of standing his ground, but you hear, Sareth's voice from behind you. He says, I know the smell. Lizardmen, or giant lizards. I don't mean lizardmen. He's like giant lizards. Drow traders.
Well, perhaps they'll have some goods to trade with us.
As the noises kind of come down the tunnel, you can see that there are two, like, basically there's a large, it looks like a large sort of iguana or something, or like a mix between an iguana and a gecko, something like that, with sort of sagging, droopy skin and just kind of padding along the floor, and on top of it there's very clearly a humanoid figure mounted, and as they're a decent distance from you. They're probably like 2 football field lengths away, but you see them sort of stop, and the echoing sort of ceases for a minute, and then they just start walking towards you. Like, they just start coming down the tunnel.
Hello and well traveled, sir. I'm just gonna try and shout it. We mean no harm and travel in peace.
Colsphere says, how far in the campaign is this? This is our 5th session. How far? Who knows? We're as far as we are. I don't know. There's really no way to gauge that. But
We're level 2.
as you shout to these approaching lizard folk. You see on the one mounted on the front is sort of a decked out drow warrior, and he's got a very sour expression on his face, but he doesn't really make any moves, because you hear a voice behind you. It says, right, what are you doing on my tunnel?
It's behind us?
No, that's coming ahead. They're coming towards you.
Okay, yeah. It's whatever's behind the drow. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, there's.
So was it the drow that
this
was
is
saying
this is the drow that is mounted on the lizard.
Okay. Okay. Well, to be quite honest, we're a bit lost. We were traveling from Slubadop, which has been, raised by a demogorgon. So we're just traveling onward towards Gracklestew.
Well,
If this is your tunnel, I apologize.
As the group of drow sort of pad up to you, you see there are clearly, first of all, they are clearly marching sort of single file down the tunnel. There's two of them that are mounted on these giant lizards, these two well decked out sort of warrior types, and there are four more, and the lizards themselves are sort of decked out in heavy packs and satchels and stuff tied to them. They're clearly being used as beasts of burden. As the one on at the head, he'll sort of lower a spear kind of and point it at you. He says, I'm used to rats in these tunnels, but never one's this big. And he kind of turns to Darendelle. He says, shouldn't you be in shackles somewhere?
Well, that's funny, because I'm not used to lizards as big as the one that you seem to be riding on. But we all come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. We have nothing to, we are no threat to you. So, if you could just let us be on our way, we'd really appreciate that. Or perhaps there's maybe even something that we could both be mutually beneficial for. To each other.
Roll me a diplomacy check, please.
Yep.
He kind of cocks an eyebrow, and he says, beneficial? What? He kind of looks at him and says, you look like you don't even have a ration between you.
We don't have a ration. We don't really have a whole lot, but what we do have is numbers. We have somewhat of a purpose and a traveling location that we're heading towards. I don't know. Just bring up the thought that maybe there is something that we could all do. You could tell us if we're heading on the right direction, and maybe we could do something for you. If there's nothing that you have for us to do, then we can just be on our way.
He kind of chuckles. He says, we've got enough pack animals. Thanks. Keep talking, though. There might be a price. There might be something we can do. I know a couple people who will pay for a talking rat down in Menza Baronson.
Yeah, well, talking rats somewhat are free around here. Oh, well, at least I seem to be free for the time being. Ha! Well, like I said, we've got numbers. You might have skill, but why should it come to bloodshed? Like I said, we could just continue on our way. If there's nothing we could do for each other, maybe you point us in the direction of Gracklestew.
He says, look, I'm not in a mood to be laid up. I got supplies heading for a destination, and right now, you're in my way. You don't have anything. You don't look like you've got anything of interest to me, and you're lucky. For the moment, I don't have enough storage space to be taken on prisoners. But I'm certainly not opposed to the idea.
How many of them are there?
There are 6 total. 2 on the giant lizards, 4 on their feet.
And then including whatever the giant lizards are, so that's 8.
How many giant lizards?
2.
2.
Huh.
6 drow and 2 giant lizards. Not exactly numbers that I'd like to get snarky with.
He kind of...
Unfortunately, we're fully healed by this point.
Yeah.
Sareth kind of whispers. He says, "I think you should let them pass. It's better than the alternative. Be lucky they're not looking to collect collars."
I will whisper back and say, yeah, but they have supplies that we could potentially use.
Well, if you have something to trade, speak up. It's not
The only thing I have to trade is the hilt of my dagger in somebody's chest.
I don't think that's how daggers work.
Well, after you put the sharp end in. That's...
Now you're reaching.
I would have to do that in order to. Yeah.
So the guy on the or one of the drow from the back of the line will kind of shout something, not in Undercommon, it's in a different language that you don't understand, and he kind of turns back to you and says, "Yes, I think we're gonna be moving on. You and your friends over there behind the rocks. Don't be on this road when we're on the way back."
We shall see. Until our paths cross, potentially. And again, we'll kind of move out of the way.
He, as they're going by, he kind of catches a glimpse, and he kind of, like, you see his eye, he kind of cocks an eyebrow as he's about to sort of, tell his lizard to move, but he catches a glimpse of it. He says, "I know you." As you see he's clearly looking at Sareth.
Uh-oh.
And he's...
I think
what's up?
negotiations may have broken down. Who knows?
He says...
Don't they all look alike?
That's racist.
Indeed it is.
So as he kind of like, you see him sort of sit up in his saddle on the lizard, and he kind of says, "Yeah, I saw you in prison the last time we were in Valkenvove." And Sareth look. You turn, you see that he's looking very taken aback. Like, he's kind of scared a little bit at this section. But what exactly is going to happen next? We're gonna have to wait and see, because I'm gonna go so we're gonna take a 5-minute break while I go to the bathroom.
All right. I have a sneaking suspicion hostilities are about to commence.
Likely.
So as we jump in and we take a break there, I wanna give a big shout out to everyone who's been hanging out in chat. I know I saw a bunch of friends of mine, Brad Wodo, and other people who kind of stopped by to hang out. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you everyone who's been following us and hanging out with us in this stream. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere. I don't think I have a "will be back" thing, do I? Yes, I do. It's right here, and it says, "Be right back." So we're gonna take 5 minutes. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here to see what happens next with the drow. right, all right. So, we are jumping right back into things. I have gotten myself re-equipped with oranges the size of softballs. Seriously, they're like huge, and they're my favorite thing. Let's take that right off. So, where did we leave things off? Let me turn Middle Earth music off so we can get back to the nightmare music. Bless you. So, right before we took our little break, you guys, as we jump right back to things, you guys are staring down a heavily armored drow, like captain of some sort, mounted on a giant lizard, and he has just pointed out Sarith, your drow traveling companion, and he says, "I recognize you. You were a prisoner back in Valkenvelve last time I was there." Do you guys want to? Are you guys gonna say anything before Sarith does?
No. I'm gonna let Sarith handle this one.
All right. Yeah, he'll stop for a second, and he'll kind of, if you're looking at him, you'll kind of see his expression kind of just harden up for a minute, for a second, as he, he gains his composure. He says, "I take it you haven't been there recently." And the drow, kind of still with his spear out and pointed, he says, "No, we're on our way now, preparing to drop some supplies off. I'm sure they wouldn't mind having a prisoner returned." And then Sarith will respond to him. He says, "If you haven't been there, then I think you may not know. It's nothing but a pile of rubble now." "What do you mean, pile of rubble?" And Sarith says, "It was attacked by Vrox and other demons. I watched it unfold. Managed to get out. There's nothing left there, though." Any you want to add to his conversation?
Anzu will add in, as very proud of himself. Will poke in, and there's Demigorgon there too. I'm trying to scare the shit out of this guy.
Roll me a bluff check at a -2.
R. Oh, -2. God damn it. Alright.
Bear in mind,
Come on.
you're not rolling yourself to bluff. You're rolling to assist.
Okay. Come on, RNGesus.
Wow. Is your bluff really +11?
It's +9. Sorry,
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot to do the -2. So yeah, -2 from that.
Okay, yeah. So the drow captain will kind of he'll kind of like, you see him sort of turn his head. He says, "Vrox and demons. Is this true?"
Yep, completely. Totally.
Are you saying this from behind your rock?
Wouldn't say it if it wasn't.
Gen's gonna turn around and fake looking stunned and look at Sarith and say, "You were a prisoner in Valkenvelm?" I had no idea I had a prisoner in my midst.
Aurelio knows he can't lie for shit, so he's gonna keep his mouth shut.
He says, "What happened to it? Is it still, are they still fighting?" If you guys don't want to answer, Sarith can.
Yeah, I'm not giving up that I was a prisoner there.
Okay.
I'll I'll let Anzu keep spouting off at the mouth with diarrhea. He'll say, "Nope, everyone's dead." Just
It's all the
Everyone's
bodies.
yeah, just bodies can't fight. Last I checked, corpses that is.
Mm.
He says, well, word hasn't reached Men's Barons or any of the other outposts. And he turns to his men and he says something he kind of whispers something to them. He says, well, out of my way. We've got to make double time. See if there's anything to report there before we bring report back. And Sareth kind of glares at me, says, yeah, you do that. We'll be on our way. And unless you guys want to do anything, the drow warrior at the head, he'll kind of grab his spear and sort of turn to his men as he kind of whips the reins of his lizard and sets him moving.
I'm not gonna do anything.
We still are
Fun to
mostly
see,
unarmed, so
man.
I'm fine with him letting them go by.
I'm gonna try and cut the bottom out of one of the packs as he moves on by with my dagger. See if I can't.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Just kidding. Sorry. I'm gonna let him on by.
Okay.
This is my sleight of hand check, anyways. It's a good question.
Probably just your dex.
Yeah. But no, there's no need provoking.
All right. So as these guys make their way on, you guys sort of wait there in the tunnel as they put some distance between you, and they continue down this long road. Eventually, they just leave you alone on this highway with nothing in sight.
Mm.
So, I vote we get out of this area quickly, now that some drow know that we're here and that we're fugitives.
And also know
not
exactly
hanging
where
out.
we're heading.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's gonna
Yeah,
matter
thanks for
much.
disposing that.
Hey, man. Left them alone, didn't they? They could have easily taken us prisoner again. I talked us out of that.
Sareth will he'll kind of pipe up. He says, "Oh shit, this orange is weird. It's got weird fucking piece. I don't know what this."
Odd thing for a drow to say in the middle of the Underdark.
That is what he says. No, he says. I don't know his name, but I've seen him before. He's a trader, also but a warrior as well. But not all drow have ambition. Some of them just want to keep their station, keep attention off of them. Bringing in prisoners is a good way to increase your reputation. It also brings a lot of knives coming at your back.
Yes, we need to continue to try and play off of the different bureaucracies, and premonitions that reach within the drow society as we move forward. But I feel like this was a win for our, diplomacy and encounterness.
He says, it was luck more than anything. Any other trader on this road would have easily packed you up in manacles.
Well, he certainly would have to try. That is,
Well-
unless my cohorts here want to just give me up that easily.
Well, let's make quick time so that we can get somewhere where we can arm ourselves, so we won't be such easy prey the next time someone else comes across us.
So you guys have, as you guys and the rest of the group make your way down the road, you've been on the road-ish for about 2 days at this point, and it's certainly easier and like easier traveling. You can make much better time on this trade highway than you've made like on just in the normal like in natural caverns and stuff where you had to traverse difficult terrain and all kinds of challenging obstacles. So being on the road will definitely, like, if you stay on this particular highway, you can tell just because it's flat and it's a straight shot. It does wind, but it is fairly straight. You'll be able to make fairly good time to pretty much any destination.
Mhm.
So either do you want to stay on the road, or do you want to like take the next exit, basically, like if you see an off ramp, essentially.
What does our resident dwarven guide have to say?
Eldith will say, she'll say, well, if I had to voice my opinion, I'd say take the road. It's hard to say, but I don't think we'll encounter too much travel on it. And also, it's our best bet in the sense that we know where it's going. If you feel it's too dangerous, though, we can head off at the next pass and try our luck that way. Also, we could attempt to make our way back to the Dark Lake. As she opens up the map, though, and kind of looks at it, she says, actually, let me get to my map. If I could find it. Come on, load. Okay, here we go. She says, yeah, there's not much, is that, hold on, I'm looking to see if something is detailed here. Where are my bars? Toolbar, basic, navigation. There we are. Sorry, I'm looking for. I'm in my PDF viewer, and all of a sudden my search bar is gone, and that doesn't help me. I need to find that. I need to have that there. Yeah, I don't know why this reset. Okay, so. I'm looking for a specific thing. She says, there's basically nothing between us and, well, navigationally, there shouldn't be anything between us and Gracklstow, except circling the Dark Lake. With Velkenvelv, if Velkenvelv is behind us on this road, and that means off to the south, and she kind of gestures to the left side of the road. She says, probably we could travel in that direction and find the vast fungal fields of Arumacos. I wouldn't suggest heading there, but in a pinch, it could be a good place to hide, just on the borders. I've never been myself, but I've heard of it. Arumacos is something of a fungal colony. It's huge, spans seemingly endless amounts of distance, but it's not far from where we are now. No doubt, just maybe 10 or so days walk to the south. Personally, I suggest the road.
Well, it will certainly take them some time to get to the, was it Falconville?
Based on where we are, I'd say they have maybe 6 or 7 days ahead of them.
6 or 7 days there, 6 or 7 days to get back to this point. We'll have nearly 2 weeks head start. I say we stay on the road.
Well, unless they run into our drow pursuers at a shorter period of time. If they're like 2 or 3 days behind us and they run into them along the road, then
Those drow were on the other side of the city that we just ran from, and if they ran into the city, they're certainly dead now.
It's unlikely. Sorry. It's unlikely that the drow that were pursuing us managed to track us through one side and out the other of Slubluda. At best, they'll know we entered the city. Everything after that's gonna be a cold trail.
Or did you forget the demon that we just fled from not 2 days ago?
Demon's not going to follow us up this way. As long as we stay kind of clear of the lake, I think we should be fine. His attention was clearly on Slubadop, not necessarily on us. And then I'm not worried about these drow. I think we stay on the road. But it is good to keep in mind these other locations that potentially we may need to fall back on if we do need to hide from something.
What was Enzo? Do you remember the
Other thoughts?
Enzo, the place that you were linked with was Neverlight, right?
Yes.
Okay. For some
I
reason,
believe so. That is where the sporing, the linking happened. Yeah.
I think so. I don't have the note in front of me. For some reason, I thought it was one of the places in Arumakos. Anyway, so she says, "Yeah, I think the road is our best bet. We can make good time. I suggest we move at the best pace we can. We stop as little as possible."
That sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
All right, give me 1 second. This whole time you haven't really heard much from him because he's sort of been keeping to himself. But your little Darrow friend he's mostly been just kind of chasing at your heels. He as you guys are talking, he comes up. He says, Gracosta, is that where we're going? Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh, it's a good place to go. Yeah, definitely want to go there.
Well, that's the plan, but I mean, do you have anything to add to that? Potentially, why that would be a particularly great place to go? I've got my own ideas, but...
Well, weapons. They have a lot of weapons. They make them. Also, no real love for the drow. Or really, also, kind of strict, but they allow foreigners in.
Well, we are a lot of foreigners.
Yeah, they do allow them, but strict laws, meaning drow pursuit, probably hard. Once we get there, definitely safe.
I remember being told similar things about Slubadop, and then we faced the Demigorgon. But
what are the chances? It'll happen twice.
that's what I think. You and me think alike, brother.
He says, yeah, lots of good markets and stuff. We're gonna go to Grackles soon. And so he's definitely, like, he continues to encourage you. You guys can basically set off down the road, down this highway. Wow, I get a lot of bat noises in this cavern thing. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. as you set off down the highway, it's definitely gonna speed your travel. So is there any like let me just do some quick napkin math. You guys have been traveling for 3 days from Slubladop, give or take, at this point, and okay. So you will say that the road could probably, like, at least according to Eldith, could probably cut your travel time down by about 2/3. So whereas it would normally probably take about 20 days to go from Slubladop to Grakostu, you can probably get there in like 15, which you've already cut about 3 off of. So you probably have about 10 or 11 days of travel ahead of you, assuming you stop normally. You could, in theory, cut your rations and your rest and push to travel a little bit faster.
Well, I think we should be able to make do with 10 days. I say we certainly don't delay as much as possible and just get to work, but I'd like us not to push ourselves to a point where we can't deal with anything we'll run across.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this randomized encounter I'm about to roll a D100 on. Yeah, I agree. No point rushing ourselves.
All right.
Unnecessarily.
You kind of you continue on the road, and the next let's just check. Oh, don't want to send a message as Poog of Zarganel. Okay, so the next 3 days that you spend on the road are actually fairly undisturbed. Much like you expected originally, you don't see or encounter really anything. This trade road seems to be completely deserted. From what you can gather, there's probably not a whole lot of actual caravan trade that goes on in the Underdark, especially considering there's really not a whole lot settlement-wise to ship to in the direction that the road is heading. You don't know where it ends specifically, but no, it seems to be a much less used road. Eventually, though, you guys are coming. The road crosses a sort of like, it crosses a bridge spanning a large cavern. A bridge that's been carved out of the sort of the natural rock. Again, clearly a Durgar road. But let me just find my right thing here. Your days of wandering through the darkness continue. You hope that in the direction you're traveling, you will eventually get where you need to go. But again, it's just you've been moving over these caverns, across these bridges and stuff, so it becomes kind of hard to tell. As you okay, sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. So as you kind of nervously walk across this bridge through this large open chasm, and when I say large open chasm, think of like the bridge across, the Balrog Bridge in Lord of the Rings. So like it's just a bridge spanning a huge natural cave where you really can't even see the bottom. You can't see like where it goes on either side.
I hope that is the limit to the similarities here.
We don't know. We'll see. So as you're kind of nervously crossing this cavern, the road itself is still, like 15 to 20 feet wide. As you emerge, the cavern continues on the other side, way too big to adequately judge its size. Roll me a perception check, please, because you kind of see, as you emerge, you find yourselves traveling into sort of a broad limestone cavern that's fairly wide, and its floors are kind of worn smooth on either side of the road, probably by the passage of water through here at some point. All right.
Jesse.
Again, as you guys are moving, you notice sort of behind these two stone columns, like these one is like a stone column, there's like a stalagmite on the ground. You just catch a glimpse of something sort of moving, and a little like there's something that's kind of concealed behind these stones on either side of the tunnel. But you've noticed this before the rest of the group.
Are they're like in front of us or to our sides or?
They're ahead of you. You've caught a glimpse
Okay.
of these as you guys are making your way towards them.
Sure. I'm just gonna like say, party halt. You there behind the columns. Come out.
The group kind of comes to a stop, but there is no movement from behind the columns. What you do see is kind of as you're kind of approach, you can just barely see sort of something sticking out. It appears to be like something purple, but you can't make out its shape. You can only see like the corner of it.
Well, I guess I'm kind of stealthy. I could sneak up there and take a peek.
Okay.
What's your stealth modifier?
8.
Yeah, same here. And then I could try assisting as well.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and kind of flank around and see if I can get a better look at what's behind the columns.
Sure. So as you kind
No,
of
I just called out to the thing.
Sure. So as you kind
I'm
of
gonna try and approach
okay, go for
stealthily.
it. Give me a stealth.
Oops,
Please.
that was, well, it's the same modifier, so.
Okay, yeah. So Gen kind of drops to his, into kind of like a rat-like position, like crawling on all fours, very, very slowly, to try and stay possibly out of the eye line of whatever this is. Aurelia, you kind of go around the other side, and as you both kind of come around, you see behind either corner there is what appears to be some sort of mushroom-like shape. It is purple, and it has these weird kind of hanging tendrils from it, and it is just kind of shaking a little bit.
So, small mushroom thing with
Not
tentacles?
small, it's sizable. Like, probably about 3 to 4 feet tall.
Your mic's kind of cutting in and out, or at least for me it is.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, same.
That is weird. Let me see if I'm not experiencing any issues. Close that. Don't need this right now. Is it still doing it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounded fine there.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're kind of coming up on this thing.
Sounds good.
It hasn't. If it's you don't know if it's noticed you yet.
It's just one, or is it 2?
No, there's one on either side. Like you're both looking at a different
Okay.
one.
Right, I gotcha.
Alright.
It's mushroom. It's sizable. It's mushroom with tentacles dangling like a jellyfish.
Yeah. In fact,
A shroomy fish.
something like that. Yeah.
So, this does not look like... This looks like something that's planning on ambushing us. Trying to decide whether to just tackle it or not.
We should let Stool try and talk with it.
Alright. Well, if he wants to. I'm just gonna try and stay hidden while he does it, and if
Do
it
either of
makes
you-
any hostile movement, then I'll attack it.
Do either of you have knowledge nature?
Knowledge what?
Nature.
I have
have
religion, not nature.
I do have knowledge nature. Boom.
Again, you have no idea what this is.
Goddamn.
You want me to-
Wow.
Do you want me to make a check too, or do I not see anything? yet?
They'd have to come back and explain what it is to you.
Okay.
Alright, well.
And Live to Game says, I salute the purple mushroom. As I'm sure it is saluting you back. Yes, that is a euphemism.
Actually, it says I saute the purple mushroom.
It's saute. Okay, I read salute, and I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a penis.
You thought
joke.
it was a mistype.
No, I thought it was a penis.
Clearly
joke.
saute.
Sorry, you lived a game.
Better.
I read that wrong. I'm an idiot. It's the beer. What do you want?
What are you gonna do?
No, saute.
Yay, smiley emote.
I mean, what's going on, man? How you doing? Anyway, what do you guys want to do? You're still just sort of sitting. You're about 20 to 30 feet away, just kind of looking around the corner, these stone columns at these things.
Gen's not going to engage because that's not really what he does. So he's probably gathered enough information. He's going to go back to the party and see if anyone else has any clue what they are and what threat they might pose.
Okay. So you wanna share? You're gonna share its description and stuff.
Yes.
All right.
Now, no.
Yes, you can roll me knowledge nature if you'd like.
All right, and boom.
Anzu, you have no idea.
No. They don't.
Anyone else in the party? No.
Familiar at all from my drug-addled experiences in the past?
The best that you've seen a lot of purple mushrooms. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
But no. As you're kind of talking, the Bupido will kind of he'll kind of chime in. He's like, oh, purple. Yeah. It's a shrieker.
Shrieker?
Yeah. You get real close, and it screams real loud.
Like an alarm?
Yeah, just like that.
Does it mess with your senses? Is it that loud of a shriek?
Hurts your ears, make you deaf. Yeah.
Make you deaf. Does anyone have any earplugs? How should we deal with these things?
Well, if they're here, you say two? Two?
Yeah.
One, two.
Yeah, there's two.
1, 2. They don't grow here. Someone put them here.
Oh, you can put shriekers?
Yeah, you plant them in the ground.
So you
they're
think this
watching.
may be a bigger trap?
Someone watching you coming. Yeah.
Interesting.
Eldith will kind of lean in. She says, "If they've set up some sort of ambush or set up these things so they can't be spotted from the road they go off when you pass by, probably means there's an ambush coming. Your best bet in that case is to head it off. Let them know you're aware."
So just be armed and prepared for the ambush?
If they're gonna jump out, they're gonna jump out anyway. You might as well let them know you've seen them coming before they do.
Perhaps we could set off the shriekers from back here, like throw some rocks or something at them. That way we're at least not in the ambush area.
You could try it.
Boopido,
Yeah, what's up?
are the mushrooms animals or plants?
Be it flora or fauna.
I don't know. Which? I think they're rocks.
Have you ever seen anyone cast a spell at them?
No, maybe. No, I don't think so.
Ah. Thanks, Scooby-Doo. How close do I have to be before they start screeching?
He kind of, and he kind of, like, he starts walking back away from you, and he gets about 10 feet away. He says, like this?
Okay,
Okay,
10 feet away, not like 10 feet further from where we're all standing.
So Anzu will nod his head, confident. He says, "Good. I don't have to get anywhere near that close." And he'll get.
Darn.
He wants to try and get about 90 feet away from where they're supposed to be, and cast sleep at the mushrooms.
Okay, sure.
I mean, if they're animals, if they've got brains, it might work.
Yeah, give me one
Underdark
second.
place is strange, so.
You, so you...
Maybe.
Alright, so you go ahead and you kind of come around the corner and you attempt to cast sleep. You go through the motions, and as you launch your the spell at the shriek, which you can now see it around the corner. You can kind of get a line of sight on it. Nothing happens.
And
What, we can still
I
see them
tell that
moving?
There was
They're just kind of.
effect.
I mean, the spell doesn't hit it with any physical force or anything, and it doesn't actually it doesn't cause anything to change in the area. Like, so the magic sort of boom impacts the mushroom and it doesn't respond.
Well, I've done all I can. And he
That was a
rejoins
worthy
the-
shot.
Unfortunately, my method of... Well... Does the thing have any sort of mouth? How does it shriek?
You have no idea.
Well, I'm asking our person
know?
who actually knows about him.
I don't know. How does it shriek?
Just wondering if I sneak up and garrote it or something like that, whether I can stop it from shrieking.
or lay down on top of it. Huh.
As the he says, I don't know, let's try, and he kind of grabs a rock and he just chucks it.
Yeah. It's the best idea, anyways.
And are you gonna stop him?
No.
Yeah.
All right, 1 second.
I'm gonna plug my ears with my fingers.
All right, so as he grabs this rock and he just whips it with his little Darrow arm, it sails through the air and you hear it just boom, like bounce right off of the mushroom and then clatter to the ground. And there's a split second before you hear just a shrill like fill the air as the mushroom starts like flailing back and forth, and this shrill sound. You guys are like 100 feet away. Or not that probably that far. You guys are a good distance away, so you hear this, and it is loud, especially in this cavern. But it is not enough to sort of shatter your eardrums. And as it goes off, you hear the other one next to it start going off as they fill the cavern with this incredible noise. And as they do, you guys realize that if you had triggered these by walking past them, you would probably be in a bad state. As you kind of the shrill kind of sounds start you start filling the air. After 10 seconds or so, you hear other noises start filling the cavern as they sound like shouts of someone shouting, and they're coming from above you.
Above us. Huh?
Yeah.
So, are there
Backing
like
up.
galleries or something
Yeah,
above us?
as you look up, you see that perched in what must be a series of sort of water-carved limestone tunnels, probably about 20 feet above the actual, like the main sort of passage of this tunnel, where the two things were set up. You can see four of these hulking kind of things. They look sort of like orcs, but bigger and like more hunched over with more drawn out and kind of feral faces, and they're all just kind of sitting there. They have they have javelins and other sort of throwing weapons ready, but you hear kind of a booming voice as you kind of see above the din of these shriekers. And you see a large hulking orc, a large hulking, large-tusked orc dressed in full plate armor, holding a javelin in one hand and kind of a battle axe in the other, as he stands on a limestone ledge, a tunnel that you hadn't actually noticed ahead of you or above you, and he says, "Who dares enter the territory of the Goro clan without leave?" As he shouts in surprisingly good common, the shriekers go quiet mid-sentence as the large orc glares down upon you. You can see the three other ledges, on three other ledges, orcs reveal themselves as well, all of them kind of maintaining some sort of defensible level of cover from where they are. But this one, the big one, he is glaring down and he is shouting at you.
How many orcs are we talking about here?
You have no idea. You can see four total right now.
Alright. And these are on ledges that we can't get up to?
They're about 20 feet above you, yeah.
So, really not accessible to us. Got it.
Good sir, you said the Goro clan?
Yeah, this is the territory of the Goro clan, and you're trespassing. No one crosses this bridge without paying my toll.
Well, as you can see, we have yet to have crossed any sort of bridge.
You came across the bridge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, I have no idea what I'm talking about. The bridge is back there. And we haven't paid a toll yet, so that's an incorrect statement that you've made. The name's Gen. Who am I speaking with?
I'm a Mugoro, leader of the clan, and you're gonna pay my toll, or we're gonna slaughter every one of you.
Yeah, what sort of toll do you place upon us?
20 gold pieces each.
Well, that's not happening.
So, Anzu would like to poke in, stick his hand on Gen's shoulders. May I?
Sure.
I'll
Worked well the last time you tried to bluff.
It's not a bluff this time.
Knock yourself out.
He's gonna cast hypnotism on the main guy here.
Sure.
And as he's casting it, as part of the verbal component, he tells he sort of Jedi mind trick.
These aren't the tolls you're looking for.
Surely you've misspoken. You obviously meant 20 copper.
Okay, so first roll me the 2d4 to see how many total hit dice you can affect.
Yep. Alright. Come on, big money. Oh, geez.
3. Unfortunately, he does not seem to be all that affected by your suggestion.
You're up again. Takes 2 steps back.
Just give me another pat on the shoulder. Well, it's a good thing we used that sleep spell on those 2 shriekers over there. So the guys
haven't-
on the ceiling.
I have another one just in case.
As
Okay.
you're talking, he kind of slams the blade of his axe against the wall. He says, "The Guru clan will have its toll one way or another. If you can't afford the price, and you're gonna bring us something else of value."
I can
Well,
cast
would you say
sleep
that we
spell
have
now.
the ability to make a choice one way or the other?
Not if you want to keep walking this direction and have your
Well, I
heads
mean,
travel with you.
Perhaps we do have the money, but maybe we would like to get you that little something that you're looking for instead. What is it that you're looking for?
If you're not paying the toll, I need the head of the Eaton.
Of who?
The Eaton?
Yeah.
Where's the Eaton?
He says, he kind of stomps his foot. He says, "Back the way you came. There's a cavern. A deep cavern. Where the Eton moved in. I need him dead."
What did he do to you?
Sorry, I gotta make it so I can keep doing the voice. He says, "You're not really in a position to be asking questions, don't you think?" And he gives a shout to his men. He says, "Get ready to fire." As all his men kind of, like the ones that you can see, sort of get ready with their javelins.
Well, let me confer with my friends here. 1 second. No firing. It's gonna turn to the group. What do you guys think?
I can put him to sleep.
We could do that. I'm not sure if you could hit all of them with your spell.
No, but I can get the big guy maybe.
Well, that's one option. Let's call that option E.
Eldith says,
Rude.
If there's the whole clan of them, we don't know how many we need to fight. There might be more hidden."
Most likely. They
It's
seem
true.
well armed.
Whatever it... Either we pay the toll, and I'm assuming none of you have any gold hidden away.
Nope.
No, but he's got to come down here to collect the toll. We tell him to come down here, and we slit his throat.
Live Game says the character voice sounds like Edgar from Men in Black. I don't remember who's that.
I think that was the guy that...
The guy that got possessed by the roach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, I think he talked a little like this.
Right.
Sugar.
Wasn't that how it sounded like?
Thank you, Live Game. Thank you for making me do that voice. So she says, "I think it'd be better to fight one enemy than an unknown amount, don't you think? We can outnumber one."
Correct.
Seems-
But that's one really big one.
What is a Eton? You know?
I'm gone.
It's a large giant-like creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an ogre with 2 heads.
Wonderful.
I say at the very least we should accept the proposal and go find out what it is this task will require. Perhaps we could investigate it.
Gen's little ears perk up at the word.
Yeah. Yeah. At the very least, it'll get us out from under their range of fire.
It's true. I just hate doing mercenary work for orcs.
Well, who's to say that we have to actually do it once the others buy?
Sarah says, "They're not orcs.
Well, it's back the
they're,
way we came.
they're not orcs. They're orogs."
You say tomato and I say tomato.
Lost Chris's camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna refresh here.
Okay. Now I
Well,
lost everyone's cameras.
maybe you'll get double Chris here.
Oh, the heart.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My laptop just turned off. So I'm using my phone at the moment, so I won't have any camera.
That's fine.
I have Gremlins.
You're playing from phone Skype.
I'm playing from phone Skype. Yeah.
And phone Roll20 somehow.
Yep.
I lost.
At least I have.
That is
I have a
dedication.
really great phone, at least. So, at least it's not like a shit phone.
Kyle would not show up for much less. Oh.
For some reason, oh, there we go. Yeah, I got Eric back. I was having Eric was missing. So she says, "So let's accept the deal. It'll give us time to retreat, regroup, and weigh our options. And who knows? Perhaps this Etin isn't nearly as much trouble as it seems like. It's unlikely, but we should see what we have to work with."
I
Sounds
suppose it's
reasonable
our
to
only
me.
option.
And the Ettin's on the side of the bridge that we're coming from.
Yeah, you have to go back the way you came.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well,
there goes that.
we're gonna go deal with that now. Bye bye. Gonna walk quickly out of range of all those javelins.
All right.
All three of them.
So much for
the three that you can see.
Yes, true.
for hypermasculine courage.
Right. Not sure why my rock companion here is afraid of a couple sticks.
He'll defy his god to be courageous and manly, but
Can't hug anybody in the ceiling. Yeah, it's true. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go take on this task. We'll come back with the Etten head.
He says, "Ugh. You better find the cavern in the southeast, kill it, and bring its head to me, or you're not passing this bridge alive."
Good. Yeah, we'll be back.
Whoa, got robot out the ass there.
Yep.
Oh.
That rope.
All right, so you guys back up. I assume you want to make your way back across the bridge and into sort of the gallery that you came from.
Yeah.
All right. As you do kind of cross this nervous bridge again and back into the large gallery, I need you to either roll me a survival check or a perception check to see if you can possibly track down the lair that you are supposed to be looking for. All right, again.
Got a Aurelio before again, too.
Okay.
Like,
And he also is what's it called? Jesse, you're not in Roll20 anymore?
Yeah, no, I accidentally.
Okay.
I was trying to adjust stuff and I accidentally closed Roll20 out.
That's fine. That's fine.
Again.
do you have dice nearby?
I do have. No, it's all good.
Can we do this on the honor system?
You need initiative roll.
No.
No,
You can either
perception.
roll a perception or a survival.
Ah, okay. Perception. Tiny buttons are tiny. There we go. I got this, guys. I got this.
You got this, man. Tune
Perception.
in next week when Jesse joins us via fax machine.
And the week after that, we will go back to the 70s as we play D&D
Yeah.
by mail live on stream.
Yeah.
I will write a letter to all of my players telling them about this round of combat.
Yep.
And
At
mail it to them.
300 followers, we will do an all carrier pigeon session. It'll be great.
Well, I think we go to telegraph first, and then we'll do mail.
I hope you guys have been brushing up on your Morse code.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
And then
My
at the
smoke
season
signals
at
is
the
not
season
great, though.
finale, we play D&D via semaphore flag.
What? To Google?
Yeah, the semaphore flag. You've never seen like the two flags or the people
Oh,
do the
yeah, I know
arm
what you're
movements? Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Didn't realize what they were called.
yeah. All right. So Anzu, so you guys are looking around. The first before you guys notice anything, Eldith will kind of, as you're making your way across the cavern to the southeast, she kind of stops you and points to the ground. She says, there seem to be some footprints in the limestone mud here, coming and going. This is the direction we want to head. As you guys look up, you see that there's very clearly a single large cavern. It would be accessed by a fairly steep but probably passable climb up to sort of an 8-foot wide tunnel that's located. Basically, you're gonna have to actually climb up the wall to get to this tunnel.
Oh, climbing. That's what I'm best at.
Yeah.
So Eldith was the one to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, she found the tracks. You guys you guys are the ones who actually spotted the cavern.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Can anyone climb stealthily?
I think I can give it a shot.
Probably going to as well. That was more my snarky comment.
Okay. You're stealthing. You guys are kind of stealthing.
Climbing up.
Okay, so roll me a climb check, please. Sorry, I was reading something. Live to Game says, I have rolled my rogue for next week's game. I am itching to play him. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hope
Rogues
that
are
hope that
awesome.
rogue worked out for you, man. Which are you playing with? I know Live to Game is hangs out with you. Are you playing with it's the dudes over at Saving Throw? Or are you playing with yourself with your own group? All right. So Aurelio, you again not so much. Aurelio,
great.
you're very able to you're able to clamber up this ledge, and as you do, there's a little bit of a cliff, like a walk, and then you're kind of facing into this large and dark cavern.
All right. Perception check inside. I have dark vision.
Okay. As you let me just check. Yeah. So as you kind of look around this cavern, you're not actually I'm assuming you haven't actually gone in it yet, right? Because you're
Nope.
alone.
I just reached the top.
So you, as you you get to this kind of featureless cavern, you hear a voice calling out from the darkness, and it says, "I am Nettie, the invisible Etin. You dare enter my domain!" And as this voice sort of echoes from this unseen source, what do you want to do?
Interesting. I'm gonna ignore him for a bit and just toss down a rope for everyone else.
Okay.
I heard what he said.
As you were tossing down the rope, the voice, the voice kind of shouts again. Nettie the Invisible Etin knows why you're here. You're here to kill Nettie the Invisible Etin for the Orogs, and for nothing more than passage down their hall. No, I won't allow it. Nettie the Invisible Etin has a counter proposal.
Of course.
Oh.
Bring Nettie the Invisible Etin, the head of Mug the Orog, and Nettie the Invisible Etin will give you a reward.
You would appreciate if you were slightly more specific on that point. Also, may I
You'll
say
like
that
it.
It's a great reward.
consider me slightly skeptical. Also, I do understand that it's very impressive being invisible and such, but being a large Eden is also pretty impressive. Why are you hiding yourself?
I'm the Invisible
I
Etin.
necessarily believe you are an Etin.
Why would I be the Invisible Etin if I was visible?
I tie off the rope and I'm just gonna start walking into the lair, into that cavern.
Okay.
So I did take a perception check. I'll look for traps and such.
Okay.
Why is everything in the Underdark fucking crazy?
And so as
Maybe
the
this isn't that crazy.
as the rope is let down for you guys, and you guys are helped climb into this cavern, this strange sort of weird lair cavern that you've been told an Etin resides in, and you have just been made a counter offer by Nettie the Invisible Etin to go kill the very Orog who sent you here. As the rest of you collect yourselves at the mouth of this cavern, what exactly is this reward you have promised, and what exactly resides for you in the cavern? Who or what is Nettie, the Invisible Etin, and what's up with their beef between the two? I think we're probably gonna have to wait for next week to figure that out, because that is, I think that's where we'll hang it up for tonight.
That's a true cliffhanger.
All right. Right after we get off the cliff, too.
That's right.
So, yeah, so that's where we're gonna end our session tonight. But hopefully, you guys, well, first of all, thank you guys in chat, everyone, for hanging out with us. Thank you everyone who followed us. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Mad Cat and Live to Game, for kind of hanging out. I hope your game goes well with your daughter. Thank you everyone else who's been chilling, and you guys in the stream. I hope you guys had a good time, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Always.
It was a fun night of running in terror for many things.
We really did that often, didn't we?
Yeah.
Lots of running. It's what Anzu's best at.
Yeah. So
Because we know that
Wasn't
putting
what I
things to
originally
sleep
thought
isn't.
Aurelio was going to be
Bluffing.
like, but I think he's developing into that sort of a character.
well, hopefully everyone had a good time, and hopefully you guys are excited to see what happens next. It's a shame that that Kyle had to miss it, but he'll be back, I think, next week to continue on, and you guys will continue your adventures in the Underdark. But before we bounce out of here, I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't already, please hit that follow button. We're here every Sunday, with some exceptions, like holidays and stuff. But we're here pretty much every Sunday playing some live D&D right here for you. That's every Sunday at 8 p.m. and we're playing the Out of the Abyss campaign. It is a great time for all. Also, if you want more, you can catch us on Tuesday, where I hang out with awesome people for my Fuzzy Dice show, and I will. There's the schedule for all the other places. Go hit us up on Twitter. The official Twitter for the Exploding Dice channel is always it's at Askren. That's me. I have our schedule up there whenever we're going live and all that. So tune in. But from all of us, thank you for hanging out, and don't let Dice Thulu get his hands on you, especially in the Underdark, because things are creepy down here. Everyone is crazy. So until next week, thank you guys. We will catch you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Farewell, everyone.